Well, hello, how are you doing? I've come here to check in with you, part 2, for this lovely, it looks like a bag here, right? But underneath the bag, I've got my Rukka jacket that we started looking at a few weeks ago. Been wearing it about 6 weeks now, and I am finding things out about it as I go along. I think I've said in other videos, I'm not actually, I've gone into this, I don't know anything about the stuff unless I've done like a video in Bikerheadz studio. I know nothing, so I'm literally finding out as I go. So, small example. Recently I was out doing some riding in some unbelievably terrible conditions, right? The Rukka kit did really well, but what I did find was, for example, that my chest area was actually, by the end of the ride, my chest area was wet. Not ideal. And so I spoke to Bikerheadz. I said, oh yeah, everything went great, but actually my chest is wet. And he said, you wear a fabric neck piece, don't you? Which I do. It's just a thing I've always done. And believe me, I know some people find it weird. I was riding Noriyuki Haga's factory Xerox Ducati 1198 at Portimao once, and I went to get on the bike and I popped my neck piece on, and all his mechanics looked at me as if I was the biggest wanker in the universe, and that made me feel great. But yeah, I always wear one, and he said, well, did you have the storm collar up? To which my answer was, what storm collar? Again, gone into this completely blind. And I know if you're going to buy, when I buy stuff, I research it, I check it out. So the chances are that anyone who's actually gone down the route of one of this will know everything it has, all its USPs, all its perks beforehand. But there are also people that just say, I want the best, and that jacket looks like the best, so I'm going to buy it, and then find out afterwards. That's basically what I'm doing. Oh, you go in? No? Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing. And he said, yeah, storm collar. So basically what was happening was the rain was coming down. It's going down. It was obviously coming around my helmet, going onto my neck piece, and then wicking down. So I basically made myself wet like an imbecile. Head slap, which is funny. But now the point is, now I know there's a storm collar, and maybe if Bikerheadz are really nice, they'll show you a bit of video of the storm collar coming out. So next time this happens, oh, and looking in my mirrors, all I can see is black clouds, the way I've got to come back later. So I think I might actually get to use it. But yeah. And another thing, so I was wearing, because I've done it for so long, I was actually wearing my gloves. So with this jacket, I've been wearing my gloves kind of on the outside of the arms, just because that's kind of what I've always done. I'm usually either in leathers or a leather jacket, and my gloves, the thingy bit on the gloves will go on the outside. And yeah, until again, a lovely man from Bikerheadz said, idiot, what are you doing? And he pointed out the zips, which you can kind of see there, maybe, if you can see that. The zips and the little sleeve underneath. So you zip that back, you pull that back, you put your glove on, you do it up, and then you roll the thingy over it. And that keeps, that'll help keep the rain from going inside your gloves. Absolute genius. I love genius things. Who wouldn't? The other thing is, I also discovered in the downpour, and I'm very disappointed with myself because I knew this, that the outside pockets on these kind of jackets are called, I think it's partially waterproof or mostly waterproof. I don't know, some shit like that. I'm sure they will put something in there to give the exact definition. But the problem is they can't even. They're actually fully waterproof, but because of the meat bags here, they can't guarantee that someone will fully close the zip and do the seals and stuff. Yeah, that's basically me. So my phone and my wallet, which were in outside pockets, again, my bad, but I honestly didn't expect it to rain that long or be out in the rain that long. Things did get a little wet, and then when I checked, the teeny tiniest hadn't quite gone all the way up. So I got to see the claim in action and the idiocy in action by me. Yeah. So there we go. Apart from that, The one thing I didn't talk about as well last time was the thermal kind of layer, which looks like a little, it's a separate item, looks like a little 90s, you know, big box, little box puffer jacket kind of thing. I tell you what, it's warm. I actually put it on to walk the dog the other day, and even though it was windy, and I was almost dying from it being too hot. But then when I took it off and just had a t-shirt on underneath, it was too windy and it made me all cold and unhappy. But it's a really lovely little, it's a lovely little number. And I was actually out the other day doing another video on one of Rukka's mesh jackets. And yeah, it's not summer anymore, so I actually used that underneath it to keep myself warm. Really, it's nice, it's comfy. I love it. I'm not a textile riding kit kind of guy. I never ever have been. I tell you what, it's starting to win me over ever so slightly. I did some long journeys on it with these on recently. And ordinarily, long journeys I'm leathers, just because leathers are the things that make me feel the safest. So normally I'm completely leathers and not, but I've been wearing this stuff. I almost hate them for me kind of like liking this, if that makes any sense. Because, you know, I'm getting old, 50's around the corner, and you get set in your ways, don't you? But I'm trying to learn new ways. And this awesome jacket is one of them. In fact, the other thing I wasn't doing when it comes to this is I now have some matching trousers that I will talk to you about in another video. But what I wasn't doing was zipping them together, because I've never worn things you have to zip together before. I've either worn individual pieces, top and bottom, or I've worn leathers. So yeah, I've never had to zip stuff together before. Sorry, caveat, unless it was a work thing kind of thing where I'm trying something on in a studio or giving something a quick review. I just mean for general kind of day-to-day riding or motorbike testing or whatever. I've never worn zip together things, so the difference, zipping together, it's there. You know, like, so for example, on this ride, I purposely haven't zipped them together, but on the way back, I'm going to zip them together. Just because the feeling of safety and everything else, and not just that, and staying waterproof and blah 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 blah. It's all connected, and hey, get it? Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Does this mean I'm getting old? Am I getting old? Oh man. Well, look, if in my defence, I'm still not that into adventure bikes or anything like that. I'm still Mr. Sports Guy. So yes, at least I still feel young and vital, kind of thing. And that's one thing I've got to say. Actually, I'm gonna sign off for part 2 of this jacket with this. One reason I never really liked riding in textile kit was because, how can I say this diplomatically? I like bikes because they make me feel good. I like bikes because they're exciting. And occasionally I ride like a bit of a twat. And I never enjoyed riding like a bit of a twat in textile kit. I just didn't feel as safe. I didn't feel as protected. And if I don't feel safe and protected, then I can't really ride how I like to ride, and that kind of knocks me off a bit. Well, I'm still quite new to these trousers, but I've got to the point where I'm pretty sure I would ride almost as hard as I would in leathers in this jacket, because this jacket is outrageous. It's outrageously good. I did actually say last time about back protector. Sorry, I'll finish off with this instead. So the back protector, I said I was worried it didn't go down too much. Right, I got over that quite quickly, and it is actually, because this is a sit-up bike. On a sit-up bike, if you wear a long back protector, it tends to go under your arse, which makes it uncomfortable. On a sports bike or a proper forward naked, you don't have that problem. But with this, I have got used to it. But there's just one little caveat. If I've got the thermal layer in, I'm fine. If I've got the thermal layer in and my bag is like chock-a-block, I'm absolutely fine. If I don't have the thermal layer in and my bag is not chock-a-block, so a bit loose, there's a little bit of room, just a tiny bit of room in the jacket. So what I have been doing is when I'm in that kind of state, I will actually put another back protector on, you know, one that you wear, but not all the time. So when I went and did this big ride recently, I didn't. But today, for example, my bag's pretty much empty. I don't have the thermal thing on, so there's a little bit of room in the jacket. So just to make me feel a little bit safer, I've got the other back protector on, squeezing against the awesome D30 back protector in the back. And actually, I feel double safe right now. But again, with the thermal thing in and the bag full, I wouldn't do that. In fact, on a sit-uppy bike, this back protector that's in, the D30 back protector that's in here, it feels great. It feels right as well, which is possibly the most important thing. So anyway, that's my catch up on the jacket, and I will catch up with you again in a later date where I'll try and give a definitive verdict. I'll use it for another month or so, try and give you a definitive verdict, and I hope some of this helps people looking at this jacket. So from me and my awesome Rukka, I'll see you later. Bye.